Yo, what's going on everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do the Oblivion Remastered quest called the Ultimate Heist. Now, this is the last quest for the Thieves Guild, and it's extremely long and will require a ton of lockpicks. So, in order to get started, you'll have to come to this new location and speak to the member of the Thieves Guild to get the quest. Now, this will actually be a stealth mission, so you want to try and bring in any stealth items that you have, or invisibility, or basically the chameleon effect. So when you get to the Imperial Palace, you'll have to go inside. You're allowed in the first couple rooms, but after that, you will have to sneak through. Now, you will also need a bow for this quest, so make sure you have one before entering. So head to the left when you get in here, and we're going to go into this secret chamber. Now, try and crouch when you go inside so that the guards do not see you enter. Once you are inside, you will need to sneak past another guard that's going to be in here. However, you can just activate the hourglass if the guard sees you. Now, taking off your gear or putting on different effects for the chameleon can help with this to get past the guard. Now, the guard actually did see me, and it did kind of mess the quest up a little bit. I highly suggest making a separate save in case the guards do see you so that you can always go back and try again. Now, it's because the guard saw me, but I didn't let him catch me. I was able to just run past him, but it did increase my bounty and created a lot of problems later when I finished the quest with all the guards still chasing me. So you will need to activate this Glass of Time, which I did activate at the very same time that I got my bounty incurred. So what happened was I actually had to go back into this room after paying my bounty in order for the next step of the quest to activate. So it was kind of a small bug, but it ended up fixing itself right away. So as you can see here, was when I came back, I got the next step to the quest. The next step has you guys going back outside and going into this new sewer. Now the sewer is going to require a ton of lockpicks and is extremely confusing to navigate. So I wanted to leave the gameplay in the video of me going through the entire sewer in case maybe you guys are stuck. Now once you get to the end of the sewer, there will be a puzzle. So I'll see you guys then when it's time to explain that.
Speak. fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Now, once you get to this portion of the quest, you will have a puzzle to complete called the Keyhole Pillar. Now, this part is what got really confusing for me because it does not provide waypoints, but I will show you guys how you can complete this. Now, what you'll have to do is head to the south end of this area. There is going to be a gate to open. Once you get near the gate, it will give you guys a hint telling you that you're on the right path, but it will not show you where to go. So very quickly, I'll show you guys how to complete the next couple steps. Now, at the very end of this dungeon, there's going to be another pressure plate to press. So make sure to press this lever. I'll show you guys exactly where it's at. So there's going to be one pressure plate here, and then you'll have to go further into the dungeon in order to get to the next pressure plate. So once you have activated this second button, what it will do is actually open up the puzzle for you, so you can go back to the statue now and actually complete the next step. Now, once you get back, there may be a few enemies left. Make sure to take all the enemies out in the area. From here, what you'll need to do is equip your bow, and there's going to be a pressure plate located up top, adjacent to the statue. What you'll do is you're going to get this arrow that you should have gotten at the beginning of the quest. You're going to have to equip this, but it will not allow you to equip it until it's standing directly on the pressure plate. Now, at this point, you'll have to shoot the arrow into the statue. The game will tell you that you only have one attempt to complete this. Again, you can create a save here before firing the arrow so that if you miss, you can always just reload your save. However, you can also just pick the arrow up off the ground if for whatever reason you do miss. So as you can see here, you're going to just hit this statue, shoot the arrow straight inside, and what it will do is now open up the next dungeon. So when you go to proceed, the two statues will attack you. You will have to defeat these two and then move on to the next section. Now, in the next section, it's going to be pretty tough. You want to take all of your gear off because, again, you have to get back to sneaking. And this part can be pretty tough with all of the different guards around. So you may want to, again, create another save. But at this point, you really want to take your gear off. I had the Boots of Silence, which allow me to move a little bit quieter. And then there's also chameleon effects and things like that you can apply to make this a lot easier. But either way, you do need to sneak past. So once you get into this room, there's going to be a bunch of guards who are asleep. You can choose to fight them, but it may cause problems in the next room when you have to sneak past the other guards. So it's easier, in my opinion, just to go and sneak past these guys. There's like 8 guys you'll have to fight if you end up triggering this. So just sneak past. It's a lot easier with your gear removed because you won't make as much noise. And at no point in time in this room do you want to get up or sprint, because even when I was in the hallway and I had all the doors shut and I tried to get up and make it a little bit faster, it somehow woke the guards up and triggered them to chase me as well. So I'll show you guys how you can get this part done. Just head to the left and there's going to be another couple of doors which you need to go through. Now in the very next room, there's going to be a guard which is pacing back and forth. So be very careful when opening up this door because the guard was literally standing right on the other side of it. Now, this is the part where you have to make sure that the guard does not see you. If he does, you can still finish the quest, but it just caused problems later. When I did finish the quest, all the guards in the castle were still chasing me as if I had a bounty, and it definitely made things pretty difficult. So try and just sneak past him if you can. You'll find a door at the other end of this hallway which you can get through. but continue to sneak as you continue forward, because in the next room there will be more guards that you have to sneak past. This time the guards will be blind though, so it's okay if they see you or hear you a little bit, but you can just simply walk away from them. So as you can see here, we're going to pick this lock. At this point, you want to head to the right side. There will be a lever that you have to pull. However, there will be a monk who is sitting right here in a chair. So just take it very, very slow, and you should be able to activate the lever. Now, at one point, the monk did turn around and get alerted to me being there, but as soon as I walked around the corner, he stopped chasing me. So I think because they are blind, it is a lot easier to actually evade them. So right here, you'll see a lever. There's a chance you might be able to pick his pocket as well. I really did not want to risk any detection at this point, so I did not go and check to see what was in there. But as you can see, I was able to just sprint around the corner, crouch again, and then come into the next room. Now, once you are in the next room, what you have to do is actually go and sit in this chair. What this will do is trick the monks into thinking that you're somebody else, and they're going to come and bring you the quest item that you need.
Welcome to this holy library, Lady Cameron. Celia Cameron, I present to you the Elder Scroll you requested.
Now at this point you can take the scroll, and what you have to do at this point is sneak all the way back out. So there's actually some spells and things back here in this room which will allow you to go invisible if you pick up the shadow, which you can pop at one point. I'll show you guys the best place to pop this at, because I actually kind of messed this part up and it did allow one of the guards to find me. But either way, once you use that scroll, I suggest not using it now, but you can equip it. Once you do use the scroll, it will make you invisible and it will make getting out a lot easier. So make sure you have the Elder Scroll, otherwise the quest step will not complete. And as you can see, when popping the scroll, it will make you invisible, but you really don't need to use it in this room because all of the monks are already blind anyways. So what you'll want to do is continue up the stairs, and we're going to have to go out a new way because we cannot go out the way that we came. Now, once leaving though, this is where you want to pop the invisibility spell. So in the next room, as you can see, there's going to be another guard, which is pacing back and forth. And this is where you'll want to pop the invisibility if the guard's in your way, because then you can try and get past him. Now this is where the guard ended up actually finding me, and I was able to still complete the quest. However, after the quest was over, I still had a massive bounty over my head, and for whatever reason it would not let me pay off the bounty and will only let me now fight the guards. So that is why I was trying to say it's really good to try and make separate saves, so that in case you do mess up at any point, you can get past and make sure you remain stealth the entire time. Now there will be a ton more guards and things on the way out. However, because the guard found me, I ended up just sprinting past them, and so you should be able to stealth past them. But just because they were already alerted to me, it did not allow me to go back to stealth. Now what you'll do is you'll make your way down this next hallway, and there's going to be a fireplace where there's a waypoint with a dead end. What you'll have to do is actually enter this fireplace, and we'll bring you back into the sewer. At this point, you can then exit the sewer. You have to go all the way back through, which was extremely confusing. It took me probably like 15 minutes to find my way out of the sewer finally. I will leave the gameplay in the video of me exiting the sewer, just because it was very confusing for me. It definitely took me a few tries to even get out of the sewer. So this was by far the longest and probably the most challenging quest in the game. It definitely requires pretty perfect execution if you want to get all the way to the end and remain stealth the entire time. And that's definitely the best way to try and complete this quest. But as you can see, once we get to the fireplace, you will want to equip the boots that you received in the previous step of the Thieves Guild quest, because after entering the fireplace, you will take massive fall damage without them on. Now, I was able to take this fall damage because my attributes for my acrobatic skill were high enough where I don't take as much fall damage. However, if you're too low of an attribute, you may need to equip those special boots. Now at this point, you'll be in the sewer, and it definitely took me a while to find my way out of here, so I will leave the gameplay in here of me exiting the sewer, but it definitely was pretty confusing.
Do your worst.
Now, once you are out of the sewer, you'll be able to turn in the quest, and this is where the guards actually came after me because they somehow had a bounty on me from everything that happened down there. So as you can see, I was able to just pay off my bounty and then move on to the next section. So at this point, you'll just have to go back to the Gray Fox to turn in the quest. He's going to give you a wedding ring, which you then have to go and turn into another character. However, it does have to be a specific time of day. So if you get stuck on this portion, just make sure it's the daytime and then go speak with the character and turn in the final step of the quest. So this will actually wrap up the entire Thieves Guild quest line. It will give you access to a new Thieves Guild and all of the achievements as well. So hopefully this helps you out, and I will catch you in the next one.